하나, 둘, 셋. 이걸 누구 코에 붙이라는 건지 모르겠군. 아무리 그래도 큰 누님인데 넉넉하게 10장은 담았어야지.
I hope everybody's having a lovely day today. I woke up ridiculously early this morning, like 1:30. But here I am. Yesterday I had some goofy shit going on with my throat and I had a hard time. I just had a hard time activating yesterday. Could not self-actualize. But yeah, I just chilled out and played some 7 Days to Die Alpha 18 and relaxed. There's some really goofy goober shit that you have to do to unlock the achievements in that game. So I'm just enjoying zombie skull stomping. But sorry for not being around yesterday when I said I would be. Anywho, I see we've got 1 hour left of the current Nestic experience. So I figure we might as well just go ahead and get the shit here that, I mean, I don't know, 1200 is what I'll have left over. And then we've got, what I think we can get everything, like almost exactly. So we'll just buy everything from the shop here. And we've acquired all rewards for this event. So that's nice. I'm just gonna keep putting on whatever is the most current border, whatever is the most current experience. Sure, that's fine. You watched a B movie today? I love B movies. Tell me about it. What kind of B movie did you watch today, some guy? Been watching a lot of found footage flicks. Most of them weren't that bad. I mean, found footage flicks are a genre. It's one of the genres of all time. My favorite is probably Cloverfield, but I actually really enjoyed Paranormal. What was it? Paranormal. What the fuck was the name of that one? The ghost one with the girl. The ending was what fucked me. What fucked me up because it was so stupid. Like that. The ending was the dumbest part. The rest of the movie I really enjoyed. I thought it was fun. This is not a found footage film, but you should you should look up a 1970s Japanese horror movie called House. It's funny. It's funny. It's like camp. It's really good. I love a good horror movie, but I especially love like a B tier horror movie that is just it trying to take itself seriously but failing so hard. It's very, very good. Third movie in the Hell House franchise. I see. Yeah, I feel like I know of the. Is that the Amityville house? That's a scary story. That's a spooky ass story. Honestly,
Yeah.
any story where you have like, somebody murdering their family, it's pretty spooky. I think that's the Amityville. That's not the Amityville one. Then I don't know. They used that house, the Amityville, maybe not the original house, but they used like the two windows with this like very specific exterior that looks like the Amityville house. They used that a lot in horror media, and I love it. Have you ever seen Cabin in the Woods? Cabin in the Woods is peak cinema. If you haven't seen it, go watch Cabin in the Woods, like immediately. Stop what you're doing right now and go get a copy of Cabin in the Woods and watch it. Come back, Heath, to the manor where the last vestiges of its beauty remain in its violet flowers. To the manor where its storm-broken breach has siphoned all that was once warm. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe I'll look into it. I think horror movies are best watched communally. Maybe I'll poke some of the gang on the Discord and see if anybody wants to do a like once a month film thingy. It'll be fun. It's your favorite Canto? Okay. All right, well, we'll have to lock in. To the manor that gave you not only life, but also scorn and desolation. To the manor where your place was the frozen corner that couldn't be further from the hearth. Return from the moors. It's time for you to come home. So just from that intro, and I'm just spitballing here, whatever, like I'm whatever comes to my dome piece, I'm just gonna poop it out from my mouth. It sounds to me like Heath was actually raised maybe in a well-to-do place or around well-to-do people, but was maybe like a servant boy or was like a despot under the protections of a wealthy or well-to-do family. And maybe Catherine is that well-to-do, like, daughter of the house meets servant boy kind of love story or whatever. So this is what T Corp's nest looks like. We had surprisingly little trouble making it past the nest borders. I guess my concerns were unfounded. Well, somehow we made it through this nest checkpoint without any trouble. 'Tis nothing, forsooth. Such wild compliments are unnecessary, says I. But we didn't say anything. She's grown so much. Everyone seems awfully relaxed for having just entered a different nest. I guess everyone's gotten used to this by now. Humdrum, routine. I guess they'd be the words to describe the general sentiment among the sinners. Except for one. We're headed to this place called Worthing Heights next, right? I could tell from Heathcliff's glum expression that his mind was weighed down by all kinds of complicated concerns. Oh yeah. I thought his eyes were staring at the moving scenery past the windows. His mind was affixed on something that his eyes couldn't see, something that lay beyond the building walls. Worthing Heights? That manor must have been built on the windy hill, huh? Yeah, bloody Worthing, like its namesake. Not a single corner of that place gave any comfort. Heathcliff's voice carried an unusually dark tone. The other sinners on the bus noticed this and began chatting him up. A return to one's homeland must bring forth quite a tangled mess of emotions. Homeland? Well, I wasn't born here, I was raised here. I suppose that I still count as a homeland in a way. But it doesn't conjure me any of the same feeling that a homeland is supposed to. That is to say, you've no idea how many times I imagine it, play it out in my head, returning to that bloody manor, smashing every little thing in that place to bits until there's nothing left. Okay, so you'll smash everything to bits. Then what? Did you really learn nothing from watching what I went through at the lake? Oh, I did learn something. If I ever lose the plot and push myself to the brink of no return, I trust that one of you louts will pull me right out of it. Are you giving us permission to beat the sense back into you? Yeah, if that's what it takes. Tubi? Tubi has a lot of decent movies, shockingly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Tubi. I'd have to. Nothing is for free, so I'd have to take a look into where the data stream is going and what kind of info they're collecting. But yeah, generally speaking, nothing is free. But yeah, I'll look into it. Interesting. How far are we allowed to go with this bodily harm? Amputation? Nerve mutilation? Maybe we can at least smack his head really hard. Alright, you cheeky bastards. Seriously, this ain't an invitation to use me as your emotional punching bag. I'm not in the mood to. Still, I think your present self can do this, Heathcliff. What do you mean by present self? Heathcliff, your present self is deprived. You're poor, and you don't have anything left. What, poor? Right, now you're skipping past the pleasantries and going straight into personal insults, yeah? I think you took my words the wrong way. Honglu is far from the most talkative sinner, but when he does speak, he usually has something insightful to say. I agree. I like Honglu and Merceau really only speak up whenever they have something to lighten the mood, or in Merceau's case, to give pertinent, relevant information. Though, since he never says that in a way that's immediately obvious, his words are very prone to misunderstandings. In a way, we're all deprived, and that can change a lot of things. Maybe there are things that we can understand only when we're left with nothing. Doth that poverty explain our current unsightly lack of colorfulness? Don Quixote looked mournfully at everything around her, then at herself. She sounded like she was about to cry. Everything had been drained of color since the moment we entered T-Corp, through the back streets. I feel like even more of our colors have been taken away since then. I was wondering when we'd bring that up. Maybe we'll get our colors back soon, or so I thought, like 10 hours ago. Are we going to be colorless forever? Are we going to be stuck in this gloomy hue for the rest of our lives? Seriously, nothing looks tasty in this sepia hue. I'm starting to lose even my will to live. Everything's in that sickly brown hue. Guys, even meat looks downright rotten in this color. That's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it? Oh, and what about those guys? They've got color in their clothes. With an annoyed look, Rhodia gestured towards the people outside the bus. A sufficient amount of payment must be made in order to retrieve your colors. It must be emphasized that this question has been repeatedly answered on 23 separate occasions. Well, let me get a gander. His coat, his trousers. Oh, that bloke's not even that loaded. He's only trying to come off as though he is. Real tough, spare no cash to get every single color back. Even to their trivial trinkets like to the rims of their glasses. Did you also have to live without color when you lived here, Heathcliff? No. The manor had some color yet, though it was still far from vibrant. Agreed. This is the color of shit. Blood should have remained red. That poor sod's got to get himself jumped wandering around with that look. That's just enough colour to invite the bandits, not enough to keep them away. Heathcliff's predictions came true soon enough. Several thieves surrounded the bloke, who's only trying to come off as though he's loaded, and bashed him on the back of his head. Fie! A bunch of shameless villains they are, preying on a weak civilian like a pack of hyenas. Are they what you would call a gang? The gangs of Teacourt have certainly seen better days. I wouldn't even call them a gang. They've just lowlives running out of time. The last time I was here, scum like them couldn't even dare to infest the streets so brazenly. There are gangs that aren't scummy? Of course. The gang I was in would never dogpile on some poor unarmed bloke like that. Charon wants to vroom vroom, can't vroom vroom with a roadblock. Well, there isn't much point in waiting for the situation to resolve itself. Virgilius finally spoke up after quietly listening in on our discussions for the last few minutes. Take care of them before Don Quixote starts making a fuss about it. Oh, an enactment of justice, I thank thee. He's really starting to get the hang of this, huh? Somebody came. Have you been watching Necro's Drakengard 3 streams? Because somebody's always coming in that game. Jesus Christ. Always. Away you gits. This one's ours. Looks like you lot are running low on time as well. Good luck. We've only got 30 minutes to ourselves. Oh, maybe they're one of them dead rabbits or something. 30 minutes? 30 minutes for what? Ain't possible. The old dead rabbits and their vigilante ways and all they do nowadays is starting it funny from behind these old masks. Masks? What are you? Bollocks, we don't even got time for this. Let's kill them quick. They began rushing at us with bloodshot eyes, not giving Heathcliff time to even finish his sentence. What? Drakengard 3. Drakengard 3, Necro has been streaming it on Discord, and it's got a system essentially where the main character, Zero, is one of these goddesses. You travel around and you kill other goddesses, and all of the goddesses have an attendant that gets their song from them. And the attendants have sex with the goddesses. And all of the attendants that we've come across thus far have been just like sex-crazed maniacs. One of them is a masochist, and as he walks around, he's just like every word out of his mouth. This is Yoko Taro, made this game. Every word dripping out of his mouth is just like oozing with innuendo and just straight up sexual, like sexuality. It's just everything, and it's not like I said, he's a masochist, so like literally everything they talk, it's like, oh, she has a pair of scissors, and he's like sucking on his bottom lip. It's ridiculous. Yeah, when Yoko Taro is I was talking to my partner, and I was like, Yoko Taro's well, henna oji-san, but like a weird or perverted like an uncle perverted, or perverted uncle rather, and basically, well, like, yeah, of course, it's one of the things that makes his art so interesting, and one of the things that makes him like a brilliant designer and creator. But for sure, like they just went. I think half of it is probably the localizations, like the English localization makes it come off even weirder. But it's some goofy goober shit. Nier Automata was super fun. I did fight, I think, was it Mikhail? I can't remember. I'm getting the names mixed up now because the dragon in Drakengard 3 that follows you around is named Mikhail, and I'm the smiley face, the monster with the smiley face that has the high-pitched voice. I feel like that is also the same name as, anyway, I can't remember that the last boss that's like a meme boss that's just the giant smiling head. That fight, I definitely did that one in Nier Automata, and I played through all of the canonical stories and unlocked all the achievements. But there were a couple of achievements that I had trouble unlocking, and I ended up using the in-game shop. This was like before I started actually achievement hunting, but I found out that there's like maybe 30 or 40 hours left of like grind gameplay in order to unlock this achievement. I was just like, fuck that, I'm just gonna buy it. Oi, nice hat you've got there. Where'd you get it? Eek, I'm sorry, please take everything. Take as much time as you want. Here's my watch. Sir Heathcliff. Heathcliff was looming over the man and growling threateningly. He certainly fit the look of a villain from this particular angle. Lads, I was just complimenting you for his short fashion choices. The lad's overreacting. This is literally everything I have. I don't got any money for ransom, even if you were to kidnap me. Please don't kidnap me. I've got a family, and they're all waiting for me to come home. The man we inadvertently saved from the hands of thieves was shuddering and screaming incoherently, almost to an unnatural degree. He's shitting and pissing his pants. And we were still not out of the dark alleyways, where other thieves might be waiting to get the jump on us. But who is this rocket? Who? Well, what do we have here? I think I'm seeing loads of time rolling in right before us. 10 minutes? No, we'll take 5 minutes too. Hand it over now. Why the hell is every fella here so obsessed with time? If you won't give it up, we will have to kill you and take the clock for ourselves. Clock? Wait, me? Wait, is this like that Justin Timberlake movie In Time, where everybody is like on a ticking clock, and they're stealing like time to live from other people? You know, like that movie with Justin Timberlake. Yeah, but you don't die. Last time you played, a naked dude suddenly appeared and you kicked their shit in. I'm sure that that's a reference to a scene in Nier Automata that I've played through. I played through that game ages ago and I cannot remember for the life of me what you're talking about. I really liked that game though, a lot. Every subsequent playthrough felt grander. Every subsequent playthrough, every single time that I played through and beat the main story, every single one of them felt really satisfying. There's 26 endings, right? There's like ending for every letter in the American alphabet, if I recall correctly. Yeah, don't get into the details. I'm spitting. I'm just putting out what I assume to be the case, or what I'm guessing to be the case. I like to guess things. I'm one of those annoying people that if you sit down and watch a movie that you've already seen with me, I will guess at what's about to happen. I like make predictions about characters and just, I don't know, take shots in the dark at what I think is likely to happen. I can't help it. It's one of the reasons why I'm so adamantly against having any spoiler content given to me, because my brain, I literally can't help myself. I will start speculating and it will ruin the story for me. You. Eek! Quiet, or you'll attract even more of them to us. Shut your gob right now, or we'll feed you to the meat grinder back at our rickety cannibal bus. Is that clear? You're not here to kidnap me? No, for the... I don't even know how many times we've told you. Of course not, indeed. For we are the just... She is trying so hard not to say it. The passengers of justice. Sir Heathcliff here can be rather brutish in his manners of speech, that is all. Right, passers-by of justice. So why are you asking us for time, not money? Maybe time's just another commodity to be sold and bought here. Guys, is it just me? Again, the T-Corp pamphlet guide, did no one really... Ishmael's eyes started to glaze over once again. She may have been the only sinner who bothered to read up on the destination. In T-Corp, also known as Time Track Corporation, its citizenry utilizes timepieces as personal identification. They all trade with time instead of physical currency. Their means of transaction done via the timepieces they carry. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded for their efforts with time. Thanks for the explanation, Yi Sang. I'll let it slide this time. So, is this going to be a problem? Otis is the only one of us who carries a watch. Oh, you mean her broken wristwatch? I always thought that wearing a stopped watch was a neat fashion statement. It's not a fashion item. It never was. How insolent of you to assume. Right, I've been meaning to ask, what's got you so freaked out about a kidnapping earlier? There's a pretty scary rumor of indiscriminate kidnappings going around these T-Corp streets. These are abandoned streets, so when I saw a dozen or so people running around together, I was scared that you guys might be the infamous kidnapping syndicate or something. We need more details. I want the who, when, where, what, how, and why. Proceed. People have been going missing around here. This kinda became the last known location for a bunch of missing people. Everyone becomes a shut-in during the foggy days because they don't want to get kidnapped. Look, it's even on the front page of the Times newspaper here. Mysterious kidnapping, fear sweeps district. Not even a single body found. I can keep reading if you want. Rousseau, Rodia, and Don Quixote began enthusiastically reading the sensationalized titles and the attached articles on the newspaper he showed us. I gotta check out that award-winning eatery. It's not far from where we are. Ah, so the time retrieval fixers have said as such in these interviews. Are you guys even reading the same article? Lads, right. There's a lot less people around here than I remember. This street used to be packed with workers heading to the factory jobs and inventors selling their useless trinkets. It's never been this empty. This empty street of T-Corp was a thick fog. The bustling crowd from Heathcliff's memories nowhere to be seen. Was thick with fog. Jesus Christ, I can't read. How do you even heath a cliff? I don't know. I feel like if he could just stop being an asshole, he might be able to self-actualize and heath his cliff. Gregor has an arm. What are you talking about? Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, it's their icon as well. Some guy. What you're referring to is the icon is their one piece of whatever that is consistent through every single one of them. Yeah, but a bug arm by any other name is just an arm. This reminds me of the kidnapping rumor we heard when we were working on the Blade lineage case. Missing people? Maybe there really is a messed up kidnapping, human trafficking syndicate roaming this area. Oh, I've never heard of such a syndicate strutting about this place, back when I live here at least. It is a statistical impossibility for a human trafficking syndicate to leave zero evidence behind. There is bound to be one or two they let slip between their fingers, especially if the syndicate is so prolific, to the point of indirectly discouraging the public from leaving their homes. A body or two will invariably be found. If they really didn't leave any bodies, then maybe it's worse than just your usual murders. Maybe it'll be more dangerous the more we look into it. If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this than we think. Maybe there's some powerful organization pulling the strings. You know, that's a lot of conjecture to make just from the fact that no bodies have been found. I'm sorry. Guys, the night in the back streets. A single sweep from those sweepers leaves nothing behind. Every trash in the back streets, including corpses, is completely cleaned up. Right, they clean up even the corpses, yeah. Of course, it's kind of scary that they clean up more than just trash. Yeah, the idea of sweepers really freaked Sinclair out for a while. That's because Rhodia kept making funny noises and sweeper impressions at me every night. That's actually really funny. I picked what up really quick. What are we getting? They're giving me free photos. I can't use the photos anymore, so can I have some lunacy? Can you give me something else, please? Yeah. I mean, I inferred the chain here, the bug arm, the watch. Yeah. When did this happen? Oh yeah, that's right. I got this in the thingy. The thing with the guy in the place and the, the thing. The thing. I am somewhat observant at times. And I don't always say what I note or what I see. A mysterious case of missing persons in a street shrouded in thick, heavy fog. It's almost as if we're in the middle of some scary urban legend. Not that I'm scared. Not at all. Ha 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 ha. Don't force yourself to laugh, Sinclair. I don't like this at all. We're this scared so soon after entering the nest. Everyone seems to be on edge thanks to the unsettling story we heard earlier. I know what to do. Hey, Heathcliff, that invitation, can you read it out loud for us again? It'll be a good idea to remind ourselves of our current mission. Besides, I could use the refresher myself. It's just an invitation. There isn't much special about it. The neatly folded invitation Heathcliff produced from his pockets completely betrayed his attempt at appearing aloof. It was folded in such tender care that it almost resembled a neat paper craft. He cleared his throat. Ahem. Some time later. Please honor this occasion with your presence. With great respect, Nelly. And bollocks. You have to be here, Heath. I'll be waiting. Kathy. Damn. Oh, this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. This wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I asked him to read that letter. What are we, a party crowd at a dive bar? Oh, that wasn't what we were going for. I knew that this would happen. I ain't even mad. Besides, all she said is that she'd be waiting. She never said she missed me or wanted to see me. Come on, bud, just look at the way she wrote it. Here, let me see. Some sinners gather in a circle like they're doing a literary analysis of the invitation letter. Maybe I was worrying too much. They're like school kids opening their first love letters. What? Were you never ever interested in those things, Sinclair? I was. A good, diligent student. The only thing I ever cared about were my textbooks and my school lectures. Sinclair, thy countenance appeareth to be turning rosy again. For the last time, I said it's genetics. What about you, Dante? Oh, never mind. Hey, what's with that oddly sorry look on your face? The manager has no need for your sympathy. I'm certain that there are those who appreciate their unique appearance. It is not... Is it not odd? What? That someone actually wrote Heathcliff a love letter? Oh my, you sang. That is such a rude thing to say. No, I had no intention of relaying such crass sentiments to... Just kidding, you sang, just kidding. I was actually thinking the same thing. Since we're not looking for a Lobotomy Corp branch of T-Corp, since we're heading to this Worthing Heights manor instead, I suppose that's where we'll find the golden bow. That was precisely what I had intended to convey, Miss Ishmael. Thank you for bringing that up. I was starting to get tired of being the bringer of unpleasant news. Hopefully, none of you are under the impression that we're headed to Worthing Heights just because of some invitation Heathcliff received. Because if you are, you'll be sorely disappointed. Right, so if we're looking at the context she wrote this in, what she's really trying to say here is... No, bud, you gotta look at the tone she used here. Sure, moving on. There was a report from LCCB that the golden bow has been observed. They narrowed its location down to somewhere within the Worthing Heights manor, but there was a significant risk on account of the manor's unique security system that prevented the before team from conducting their on-site preliminary survey. The exact location of the bow is yet to be identified. Unique security measures? Not sure if I'll remember anything like that. Right, then it's even more odd. No other ways to put it. Indeed, though I remain ignorant of the monetary value and the public perception of its worth. I do know that the golden bow is not an item so easily obtainable that it may be housed in a normal, private manner. It could be shared that the golden bow wasn't always located inside the manor. I see then. The golden bow, its previous location in an unknown area within T Corp's Lobotomy Corp branch, has been transferred to the manor for a reason we are yet to be aware of. Right, then this Catherine person will be a major part of this operation. To have a golden bow all to herself in that manner. And she's got to be one confident woman too, confident enough to believe that Heathcliff will come to the manor just to see her face, even if it wasn't for the golden bow. Don't question Faust's. I mean, like I said, I tend to, I notice things, but I tend to not dig until I've been given the information to know something. And that leads to some interesting situations where, like, chat gets the opportunity to watch me kind of piece something together, because there's information that I should know, or I should have been able to piece together by now. But that's one of the nice things about having, like, you and Fatal and Necro, people who have all played through the stories and know all of the information. They can help me, you know, wait, am I supposed to know this? And then you guys can help. None of this conversation even seemed to register to Heathcliff, however. Or let me know if you see a barber shop or a boutique nearby. This isn't a tour bus, Heathcliff. We will not make unnecessary stops like the one you suggest. Right, I'll get it. Then why don't you just leave me behind and go on ahead? I'll catch up. So Heathcliff, I've been watching the shops very closely, but I haven't noticed a single open shop. It might be because of the rumors from earlier and the fog. Why don't you just leave it to us, Rhodia and I? What the hell are you? Wait. String him up. Cut his hair. Change his clothes. Forcibly put him in a garter belt with socks. The garter socks, like the classy 1950s boys with the socks with the calf garter belts. The bus emerged from the back streets into a rather quiet looking village. The fog was still thick, and everything was still in that faded hue. Even the occasional sightings of pedestrians had ceased. The very idea of color variation seemed like an alien concept here. You gotta do it for your girl. You gotta put on the sock garter belts for your girl. All I see are orange-hued lights coming through the windows of misty, gray buildings. It was as though everyone decided to stay indoors for the day. I can't even tell where we are, or how close we are from our destination anymore. Have you been here by any chance, Yi-sang? He was the only other sinner who had spent a while in T-Corp, so I decided to ask if he recognized anything. But it was evident that this scenery was unfamiliar to him. Though I have resided here for some time, most of my hours were spent earning a living and conducting my research when I could afford to do so. Thus, I have not ventured freely the streets of T-Corp. I can't imagine doing any research at a place like this. Can't have been easy. It is quite manageable once one grows accustomed to this monochromatic sight. The presence of variance in color itself is a concept alien to those who are born and raised in these lands. And I had shoulders of those that I could lean on. Even for a fleeting moment, it helps to have such support when acclimating to a place as foreign as this. Yi-sang looks away to a place far beyond from here. Memories of his past, most likely. Did you ever hear anything about what T-Corp singularity is? As all singularities are, its true nature, its mechanisms, and function are all something of an enigma. Yet, Yi-sang paused and carefully began to speak. I am aware is that it has aught to do with time, though I am unsure of its use. I mean, I feel like anybody born in T-Corp probably is either permanently in a state of not being able to perceive colors, or is well-to-do enough that they experience colors often enough that going outside of T-Corp is not an odd experience. The way that this was explained to me in Yi-sang's Canto is that this is part of control. You turn everything into a privilege, and even your very ability to see and express color, you kind of like strip everything away from people. My understanding is that Yi-sang made most of his money building technology for fascists. So this is perfectly in line with that. And what, yeah, I mean, fascists love the disparity of wealth. You know, wealth inequality is classic. What is it? Capitalism in crisis typically turns to fascism. This level of security, surveillance, control, and you know, limitation of rights and ability seems very very T-Corpian. I suppose all of this is but meaningless conjecture, and only Miss Faust among us must be aware of the answers. Its singularity is one of the reasons T-Corp constantly drains colors from its inhabitants. What's time got to do with color? If the control of time is so imperative to T-Corp's operations, then they must also control the realm of light. As light inherently has much to do with the spectrum of colors, these two subjects eventually overlap. That is as far as I could deduce regarding the concept of time that I am aware of, yet it must also be said that it takes time for me to reach Faust's specific knowledge regarding T-Corp's singularity. Faust, known among us for her maybe and perhaps, rarely ever gave us answers this detailed. Then now is the time to ask her all my questions. Miss Faust, as we discuss the subject of time, indeed, it would be safe for us to move on from the subject of T-Corp at this time. Aww, there she goes again, teasing us with the stuff she's not going to tell us anyway. Well, I guess I should be glad that she decided to tell us this much. I doubt she'll tell us more no matter how much we pry. That's kind of sad that there are people there are people who's never seen color their whole lives. Who have. This is definitely a grammatical typo. That there are people who've never seen color their whole lives, all because of this singularity. Well, that's just how it goes, isn't it? In the eyes of a stranger, we'd be just another one of those poor miserable people who have never seen color. When the subject is plural, or the subject is was it second or third person, third person, then you can use has. Otherwise, you use have. That's the danger in trying your very first bite of the meat. You taste it once, and you'll never unknow the flavor, and in the end, you'll start to wish you never tried it. It's pretty disappointing that even the sun loses its vibrancy here. Oft did I long to see the colors of the sky, especially the sky that looms over a light shower of rain. Whose and who? Whose? Those are different things. Oh, I mean, that wouldn't be translators. I think they're localizers, because I don't think they speak this directly, or I don't think the translation is one-to-one. Whomstv? Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the gun in my mouth emoji? Yeah, things like the color of the sky too. You long to see it only because you've seen its beauty. If you were born here, never to escape its borders to the last of your days without ever seeing the blue sky, then I'd hardly call that death miserable. Calling even that miserable is nothing but sheltered arrogance. I guess that could also be true. The atmosphere in the bus suddenly became incredibly frosty. Oh, hey, speaking of color, I got something to ask you. Have you guys ever heard of the colors game? Apparently, each type of personality has a corresponding color. Rodia, who was the only one to chill the bus in the first place, was also the first to break the ice. If Yisang enjoys the light blue color of the sky, then let's see, you must be a thinker and a philosopher who prefers the calm and quiet. Oh, how did you come to that? How did you come to know that? That is quite the remarkable talent you have. Hark, hark! I wish my favorite color to be rated as well, forsooth. I quite fancy the color red. Nay, yellow. Nay, red. Now, wait your turn. Next in the order is Faust. Wait up. I know exactly what you're about to say. You're about to say, Faust does not hold much belief in such ideations. Or something like that, right? Which is exactly what people who like the color white would say, am I right? Aren't I? Like, your hair's white too? I will not comment further on this subject. I won't comment further on this subject. Which sinner are you most like? I am not, oh my god. I hate Heath, and therefore I hate myself. We're gonna see the bat with revenge engraved onto the webcam one day. No, no. I don't want to be Heathcliff. I don't want to be Heathcliff. It's a meme now. I'm cooked. It's over. Chat hath deemed it so, and thus it is. My least favorite sinner is the sinner which most resembles me on a personal degree. Although I don't inflict violence on other people. Like I just don't do that. I'm not a violent person. I do get frustrated really easily though. Me, my favorite color. What a stupid question. Nah, Floss. But I like... He pauses. A great manor begins to emerge in our view from a distance. I could immediately tell that this was the Worthing Heights manor Heathcliff had mentioned. Black. It's the colour you get when you dump an entire set of paint into a bucket, isn't it? And that's exactly what I tolerate it. Keep throwing paint over paint and you get black. Simple. I can clearly hear that Heathcliff is muttering through gritted teeth. I have a feeling that black wasn't always his favorite color. Uh-oh. That we know of. What time is it? All right. We've got enough time for another bit. I'm not nearly as stoic as Merceau, but I think he's the one you're close. Hang on a second. From what I know about the sinners, about the individual sinners. I need a second. I really don't think any of them really represent your personality. I want to say that you have aspects of multiple of the sinners all kind of mixed in, but like Rhodia's sense of humor and her like goofy side is a bit there. A bit of Merceau's stoicism, but with like Merceau's not comedic at all. Like not even a little bit. Not rich or whimsy maxed enough to be Honglu. I'd say that Honglu is another one of those like you have aspects of Honglu, like probably some of your tastes are Honglu adjacent. It's really difficult. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that. I'll have to come back and look at it. I'm definitely not 100% Heathcliff. I will accept to a degree like 30 to 35% Heathcliff, but I'm a mix as well. I think. Two things changed the moment the Worthing Heights manor appeared over the horizon. Mirror, all need a mirror. Anyone got a mirror? Come on, anyone. What has gotten into you, Heathcliff? This mirror isn't. One was Heathcliff, who was suddenly overcome with intense anxiety, and the other was the weather that grew dark and tempestuous. I get it. I know what that word, tempestuous. I know what the word means. I don't think I've ever seen that word, tempestuous. I know exactly what it means, just likened unto a tempest or a stormy bit. All of a sudden. Am I British like Heath? Fuck. Can newer players play the April Fool's event? One of them has a sinner that's literally me. What a terrifying noise. Was the weather here always this awful? It was always this windy, yeah, almost like a constant tempest. But this thunder and lightning, well, the weather at Worthing Heights was always this awful, thunder or not. That really is one massive manor. If it looks that big from this far away. Karang can't see wall. Not sure if this is the right place, but we're here. Lightning goes boom, eyes go out. This manor looked as though it came straight out of a dark gothic tale full of mysteries. I was half expecting to hear a haunting cry echoing from its windows. It's that Frau Blucher. So are we just waiting for Virgilius to go off the bus again? When hasn't that been the case, Manager Bud? I mean, it's not like we're digging into a lobotomy corp branch or entering one of the wings, right? It's just a manor, so I don't see what's stopping him from coming with us. Now, off the bus. Karen and I will wait outside until we're done with our mission. None of the sinners were hiding their dissatisfaction with Virgilius. Some of them were even standing with their arms crossed.
다들 표정을 보아하니 단체로 할 말이라도 있는 듯한.
By the looks on your faces, clearly you all collectively have something to say. I, of course not. I would hardly ever dare to challenge thee. Well, maybe not every sinner. We've gone through a lot of things, survived various trials and tribulations. Tribulations that could have easily been handled had Virgilius been there with us. So, Virgilius. Looks like Ishmael decided to step up as our representative. You introduced yourself to us as our guide, didn't you? So what kind of guide just tosses everyone at the start of the journey and goes off on their own with the bus driver? Where are you guys even going? I want to make it clear that I'm not being a hard ass for no good reason. I'm asking you because I want to trust you. After all, we're technically all in the same boat. We're co-workers. I'd say the least you could do is tell us where we're headed. Virgilius held his silence for a moment. His brows were not as furrowed as they usually are, which was the only indicator to me that he wasn't as offended to hear this as I thought he'd be. Just like you sinners who joined this company via your individual contracts, I also signed a contract with specific clauses and conditions I must abide by. Huh? The company made thee a color most illustrious sign a contract as well? Of course I did. Why would I be babysitting you children on this bus otherwise? I'm not one to work for free. I don't want to bother detailing each and every clause of my contract to you, nor should I. But Ishmael, I quite liked that you used the word trust in your speech, so I believed that you deserve at least a brief explanation. I'm not supposed to retrieve the golden bows myself, nor am I allowed to provide you with any direct support. The contract stipulates that I must leave everything to the manager and the sinners. Why the hell would you sign a contract like that? As always, it's meaningless to ask me why. Contracts are rarely ever fully understood by those that are not a part of it. But what I can tell you is that when I ask you sinners to leave this bus for a mission, I suppose, in a way, I say it with a lighter heart than I usually do. I'm no longer concerned that, in my desire to fulfill the conditions for every clause in my contract, the manager might be irreversibly hurt. I would be left with nothing if such a thing were to happen. Did he just admit to trusting us more than he used to? Don't make him repeat something like that, Dante. Especially when someone went through the trouble of expressing their true, hidden feelings. Besides, but wait, I am not going in there like this. Nope, can't do this. Oh, turn the bus around. Mephi doesn't do U-turns. Bollocks, I ain't going back to the manor in these wrinkly rags. Oh yeah, right. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up in fancy clothes fell through. Hey, you don't look that bad. If I go back in these rags, those bastards will... Those bastards? Who are they? Bastards that always eyed me up and down trying to find a speck of dust, a single flaw, something to latch on to just to humiliate me. Imagine if your high school team had Michael Jordan on it. Yeah, but it's, you know, it's one of those things, right? Like, I'm not surprised that he hasn't joined and that he won't join. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Because Virgilius is not there to do our job, right? Like, he's got his own shit he's doing. And I know he's there to protect the bus and protect the bus driver, because it's borderline a singularity in and of its own right. So they're just cruising around it, and of course Virgilius is going to be the one to make sure that nobody fucks with it. Then gouge out their eyes. Oh, that would be quite the clever solution. What are you even... Looks like Heathcliff is the only one who's taking this seriously. The hell is wrong with the pair of you? Quit giggling like that. Good thing we came prepared exactly for this occasion. I just couldn't imagine Heath managing to pull off this makeover on his own. Rhodey and I did some shopping in the back streets before we entered the nest. We were waiting to reveal these just in case there was anything more impressive in the nest, but thanks to the disappointing lack of anything even remotely interesting, we'll just make do with what we picked up earlier. Wait a bloody second. When the two of you went off on your own, no, All you brought back was a whole basket of cookies, wasn't it? Those cookies were decoy cookies, Heath. Though some of them did end up as part of my daily sustenance, of course. Well, while I couldn't find the particular brands I used back home, these should be more than enough for a proper fashion makeover. Berg, come on, can't we keep things nice and happy for once? Let him wear something else other than his uniform, just for today. Like, no one wants to meet their old flame while wearing their work clothes, right? Well, I doubt the guide'll ever let anything like this slip. Fine. What? I would prefer it if we didn't have to encourage another rogue incident with the back door. Seriously, guide? Heathcliff trembled like he was about to give Virgilius a big hug. Now, Heathcliff, close your eyes, relax, and let us take care of everything. Pretend you're at a proverbial peach blossom spring. Wait, don't touch my hair like... Whoa. Oh, you ain't half bad. Yeah, protesting until somebody gets their fingers under your scalp. Feels good. Heathcliff's getting a makeover. Sometime later... Oh, I think you might have overdone it with the hair. Don't touch it. Do you even have any idea how hard Honglu worked on that? Where'd his back go? It's a reunion of the century. We can't possibly let him say hello to his old flame with a big brutish club in his hand. Sir Heathcliff appeareth a tad more merciful than usual. Mayhaps he shall accept my request should I implore him to purchase me a pint of ice cream. And he no longer looks like he's on the verge of punching me when I make the smallest noise. Please don't bring up anything even remotely like that in front of Catherine. Well, I'll be. Clothes really do make the man. Do let me know how this reunion goes. I'll be looking forward to hearing that tale. Sure. So, Heathcliff. I've been meaning to ask this question for a while. I wanted to know the answer, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him. Why did you leave Worthing Heights? It's where the love of your life lives, isn't it? Heathcliff, who'd been busily moving around, about and preparing to leave the bus, suddenly comes to a halt. I didn't mind it. The thrashings, the starvings, the abuse, them treating me like a servant, like I'm something beneath them. I didn't mind being treated like I'm nothing more than an afterthought, like I'm some impure trash to be discarded. But when I heard that what Catherine said, I realised that I no longer had any reason to remain in that manner. Heathcliff did not elaborate further. Perhaps it wasn't that he didn't, but that he couldn't bring himself to. I didn't dare ask him what he was about to say, so I simply nodded in response. I see. Oh, looks like Karan's got something to say about your new fit. Karan has something to say. Something big. Great, awesome. Now, Karan, what do you think? Looks oily and greasy. Karan doesn't like greasy. This isn't how I thought it'd go. Karen's words must have hit him hard. It took quite a bit of convincing for Heathcliff, who was severely discouraged by Karen's remark to exit the bus. He does not look kind of normal. He also doesn't look, how should I put this? He looks like a waiter. Like he looks like a what is that, like 17th century waiter? He looks goofy as... Yes, thank you, Necro. He looks goofy as fuck. Honestly, the business attire would be better. He could come in and just say, I'm here for work. Now he's got to dress up like a goober and come in here. Like, I don't know. This subplot is a tad annoying because it's not only out of character for Heathcliff to be like, I need to dress up all posh and stuff. Like, This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you do this? This is like, this is uncomfortable. Oi, is it normal for these clothes to squeeze harder with every step I take? That is what is meant to maintain an air of dignity. Once you get used to that feeling, you'll feel like you're missing something whenever you're dressed casually. So this must be the front gate to your former place of abode, Heathcliff? The massive gate alone feels downright intimidating. That's one big front door. It is known that in certain regions of the city, the size of the front gate is an indicator of one's social standing. The magnitude of this front gate indicates that the owner of this home is very affluent. Heathcliff, you picked on Hong Lu for being a rich kid when you were raised at some huge mansion yourself. He's already, Ishmael, you should know this, he's already mentioned that he's poor and has had the shit beaten out of him and was basically I imagine that he's like the cockroach of the mansion, servant kid or whatever. I don't mind at all. I'm feeling a bit betrayed, actually. Sir Heathcliff, thou appeareth quite different today. Keep your stupid comments to yourself. Some were teasing him, and some were genuinely surprised, but it didn't matter to Heathcliff. Every word he spat out was dripping with venomous spite. I wasn't even remotely close to being rich. I was never once rich in this manner. I wasn't even allowed to be content, not even for a moment. And this manor never accepted me, not even for a... What the hell? A lightning strike. It seemed to have struck an area near the forest. That was so loud. It's okay. I heard that it's extremely rare for lightning to actually hit people. A momentary musing reveals that a strike of levin brings about a sensation that is not unlike a joy of fireworks. It fills the dark and cold void of the night sky with an incandescent brilliance, even for a brief moment, before fading away into oblivion. Right, and in exchange, it loses everything it has, burning and leaving nothing but ash behind. What joy is there to be found? I could hear some forest critters fleeing, spooked by the thunderstrike. Behold, a tiny squirrel over yonder. Wow, such nature so close to home. I didn't even know you used to live at such an eco-friendly place. I suppose I wouldn't have gone through the trouble of building a private zoo if I lived at a place like this. To have a garden or a forest so near to their home, even if we were to ignore everything else, that alone indicates that its owner is someone of unimaginable affluence. Right. I remember that Sinclair's home was in the middle of a forest too. Squirrels, sure. There were other animals roaming about too. Sometimes, when I was so miserable I could hardly bear to even be in that manner, I'd go to the forest and not return for a long, long time. You bought an Xbox One S? It's the Xbox, wait, is not the Series S? What is an Xbox One S? That was a thing, wasn't it? What? Yeah! That was a thing, wasn't it? So you have an old Xboner. Yeah, we'll talk. Agreed. If there's any games you have any interest on it, yeah, the Xbox One S. Yeah, that's the. God, they were so stupid with that. The naming convention and everything. They went. What was that? Xbox, classic Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox 360 Elite, the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. Xbox Series S, Xbox Series S, X. God, what? Like, stop it. Just number them. Honestly, just number them and stop making intermittent things. The tech didn't improve that much. Stop it. Gotcha. The Series X was one of the best purchases I've made console-wise. It's incredibly versatile. It can play everything, and plays at the top, the highest, whatever monitor that I have, it'll max out whatever graphics. It's absolutely fantastic. I love just a reliable device that doesn't break down as long as you keep it cool. Oh, then this tiny forest friend, little Sir Squirrel, must have been quite the jolly companion for thee. Little Sir Squirrel! The little squirrel that may have once been Heathcliff's tiny forest friend was immediately scorched down to a pile of ash the moment it crossed over to the manor's front gate. That was a weird lightning strike. Did it just curve midair? The chance of such an occurrence is extraordinarily low. It might be that that I'm overreacting, but it looked as though that lightning was curving itself to strike exactly where that squirrel was standing. Whoa, Heathcliff, I had no idea you grew up at such a dangerous place. I'm impressed you even survived. No, blimey, I've not seen anything like it. Right, Heathcliff, ready to knock on the front gate? The front gate. He stared blankly at the front gate of the manor. I've not knocked on this gate in a good many years. I once had to wait out here for hours because they all refused to let me in. Everyone except Catherine. She snuck out of the manor to open it for me. Walking through the heavy rain. Well, then I'm sure it won't be different this time. You were just trying to get a controller for a friend and everyone wanted $50 on average. I mean, the controllers, these new Xbox controllers that are $60, fucking trash. Just dog shit. they break so quickly. It's not even funny. They're made out of matchsticks and fucking Elmer's glue. This is my Series X controller, the one that came with my Series X. This one, you can feel the weight of it is different as well. This thing has had thousands of hours of game time on it and is still very usable. I have to go in and clean it out every once in a while, but it's very usable. This one was one of the aftermarket ones. It's got some weight to it as well, but this one, like I could see, like, if you've cleaned it out and you don't have any stick drift, they last for a really long time. It's just the new ones are dog shit. Honestly, I think the older ones have held their value better. $1,000 controller but breaks instantly will make $2 billion easy peasy. It's true. I still have my Xbox One. I have an Xbox One day one controller over there that still works. And it's not my best controller, but it's better than this piece of shit. So if I knock, Catherine will come out and let me in. Oh. Heathcliff takes a deep breath before Remy can't read fast enough and skips it before knocking on the front door. Nothing. That's not what I meant when I said it won't be different this time. We can try climbing over the fence. I think we can clear that height as long as we're okay with breaking our ankles. No. Heathcliff was a whole bundle of anxiety before he knocked on the front gate, but perhaps this perceived slight reverted Heathcliff into his usual angry self. I wasn't invited to this manor. This invitation would be meaningless if I were to leap over the fence. Catherine, I'm back! Catherine, I'm back! They've ignored you once. Continuing to shout won't. Catherine! Despite his efforts, not even a soul stirred beyond the front gate. None of us really believed that anyone would come out to greet him, but... The front gate began to creak open as though someone was answering his pleas. The makeover was worth it, Yeah, can't read fast enough. Yeah, I said can't read fast enough before Xanadu skips it. I said me. I did it. I'm the one who did that. Yeah, I don't think I can get through another story bit, the Nelly story bit, in 2 minutes. So I think that's gonna be it for stream today. That's them's the breaks. I'll do my excavations and my thread. I'll do my excavations later. Yeah. So far so good. More of the same. I do enjoy the story in this game, so we'll just have to see how it shakes out. I'm interested to see you know, what happens with Heathcliff per se. I'm more interested to see like why everybody likes the story, and everybody's told me Heathcliff, my least favorite character, gets better, so I will see. Told him he'd get a controller for around $25, so the whole console is basically costing me $75. It is not Heathcliff in time, actually. We'll have to Heath the Cliff on Monday next week, because tomorrow I've got D&D, so I won't be here tomorrow. But yeah, we'll come back on Monday, and we'll have a couple of interesting things to fuck around with. We'll have Walpurgis and the lunacy that I've been saving up. We're almost at 6-7 lunacy. If only I could just get 10 lunacy. But anyway, we're gonna do the Walpurgis thing and see what pulls I get. That'll be one of the streams of all time. I think it's 677. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here and goofing off, and I will see you guys on Monday. For the time being though, I think like there's a thing I wanted to do, because my Thursday is Wednesday in in the States, and one of my delightful and beloved homies do be streaming on this day, and I cannot remember for the life of me how to do this thing. Let me see. Do the manage, and then I think if I go over to here, I can click the old I never fuck around with Twitch stuff. Like I basically never do it. Search for this. Here we go. And then click the thingy. We'll raid. Yeah. So I think we have to do a we have to do a raid request. We'll raid. No, I just wanna. There we go. Raid now. Bye guys. Love.